Welcome to Blaze City. It's your girl Bella Cinderella. Sorry, you guys. It was supposed to have been Sunday that I was supposed to have been doing an update on more Black history, but I do apologize that I'm a little late with it. But you guys, let's just jump right into it. So now, you guys, this blew. So guys, this blew my mind when I ran across it. So we've all heard about the story of Rosa Parks and her part in the civil rights movement, the Montgomery bus boycott. Well, you know history and what the cause and action was about it. If not, I'll explain it. The Montgomery bus boycott was a political and social protest campaign, the policy of racial segregation on public transport. Now, y'all know I like my definitions. So, public, or concerning the people as a whole, done, perceived, or existing in an open view, or ordinary people in general, the community. These are the Oxford Languages definitions. Now, Rosa Parks was an African American woman who was arrested for her refusal to surrender her seat to a white person December 20th, 1956. She was the secretary of the NAACP. She will be the face for this movement. Now, did y'all catch what I just said? She will be the face for this movement. All right, you guys. Now, this is where it's going to get good. Born Claudette Colvin, September 5th, 1939, was a teenager who would spark this movement. A teenager who was striving and reaching for the stars, even though there was a lot of red tape and hassle. I'm going to give you a little backstory. She was placed with her aunt and uncle who raised her. When she was 8, she moved to the poor side of Montgomery neighborhood. 2 days before her 13th birthday, her mother/aunt passed away from polio. Polio, a virus that causes paralysis and is easily preventable by the polio vaccine now. But back then, you guys, it was detrimental to people's health. It was coming and going. Like, polio was just out here. We didn't have a cure for it. We didn't know how to treat it. But this definition came from the Mayo Clinic and others. All right, you guys. She then started to attend a school called Booker T. Washington High School. She was also on the NAACP Youth Council, where Rosa Parks was her mentor. Sorry, you guys. Allergies kind of messing with me. Now, take heed. She was learning about her civil and constitutional rights at a segregated school. So, segregated, you guys know that back then schools were white and black. Blacks got less than the white ones. Like, the books that they got were like half of a book. You didn't get the full capacity of what the white kids would get in school. So the education was not educationing. Like, you get taught, but you only got taught certain things. It was a limit on what you were able to be taught in that school or in school then. So the bus was her only way to and from. So on March 2nd, 1955, all hell broke loose. Sort of. Literally. All hell broke loose, you guys. Like, so we all know that there wasn't enough seats. When there wasn't enough seats on the bus, you would have to move at this time. You have to move to basically give your seat up to a white person. So, they on the bus, they were segregated. So there were so many seats for white. And then they had some seats at the back that said colored. Even if you were in the color section and there wasn't enough seats for white people that got on the bus, you would have to get up. At this time, Colvin was 15 years old. She was still a child, you guys. Yet she stood firm on not giving up her seat. Now, it was her and three other ladies that were sitting in a seat. And a white person got on the bus, and there was no way for her to sit. So they told them to get up. Three of the ladies got up. Colvin did not. And then another young lady who was pregnant sat down right next to her. Neither one of them decided they wanted to give up their seat, so they were like, well, I'm going to call the police if you don't give up. Colvin was like, well, okay, it's my right to sit here. And the other lady who was pregnant was like, I just paid my fare. I'm tired. I'm not getting up. Understandable. So neither one of them wanted to give up their seat. Police were called. The pregnant lady, she ended up getting up because a black man got up and let her sit there, let her have his seat. So she was able to sit down. Now, I'm about to throw a little curveball. This is a quote unquote. This was 9 months before Rosa Parks was arrested for the same offense. Okay? So this kind of blew my mind. Like, literally blew my mind. Because Rosa Parks was the prominent face for this. But we're going to get into it. Colvin's mother told her to remain quiet. Allow Rosa to be the face. Because back then, the civil rights movement had an appearance that they wanted to keep up. So what I mean by when I say they had an appearance they wanted to keep up with, Rosa Parks was an adult. She was light-skinned, and she had fair hair. Colvin was a child, pregnant, and came from the poorest neighborhood. So let that sink in, you guys. Let's fast forward. So she's 15. She went to jail these were the charges that she was charged with when she went to jail. She was charged with disturbing the peace, violating segregation rights, and assaulting a police officer. 15, y'all, because she didn't want to give up her seat. But this baby went to jail. This is where it gets very interesting. So Fred Gray was a lawyer for the Montgomery Improvement Association, the MIA. Now, some of us haven't heard about this trial. This trial was called Browder versus Gale. Now, you guys, there were 5 young ladies, teenagers, mind you, teenagers, who went to court to challenge the city bus segregation on June 5th of 1956. The district court declared it unconstitutional. Then the Supreme Court affirmed that decision. So on December 20th, 1956, court ordered Montgomery and the state of Alabama to end bus segregation. Now, to understand history more, there are always prominent people that have become the face of change in history. Yet there are many other players who have held a better hand, yet weren't recognized for their parts. And we all understand that not being recognized for something that you do and somebody else gets the credit for your work or your determination, just basically for whatever you tried to do and you've done it, somebody else gets the credit for it. You don't get your recognition. You don't get your accolades. Now, this is a quote from Claudette Colvin. I don't think there's room for many more icons. I think that history only has room enough for certain, how many icons can you choose? So, I think you compare history like most historians say Columbus discovered America and it was already populated. But they don't say Columbus discovered America. They should say, for the European people, that is, their discovery of the New World, end quote. These were her words. So, you guys, this woman never spoke badly about who history made the face of this movement. But these 5 brave, courageous teenagers who risked it all literally should have a bigger part in history. Like, literally. Because most of us know Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks sitting on the bus, she became the face of this movement. But in becoming the face of this movement, we all feel like Rosa Parks ended the bus boycott. And she didn't. There were teenagers, babies, who were the reason why the Montgomery bus boycott ended. Now, this is a quote from her sister, Colvin's sister. If it wasn't for Claudette Colvin, Aurelia Browder, Susie McDonald, and Mary Louise Smith, there may not have been a Thurgood Marshall, a Martin Luther King, or a Rosa Parks. End quote. These were her words, you guys. To see that her little sister went through as much as she did, and for someone else to take the credit for something that these young ladies did. Yeah, but we as humans negate to give people their recognition. Like, we really do. Like, when they say give somebody their flowers while they're still alive to smell them, yeah, we don't do this shit. We don't do this shit at all, bro. Like, we like, for what? Like, sometimes most people feel like it just don't fucking matter. Like, shit, you know what you did? But sometimes being recognized for something gives so much morale and gives somebody so much encouragement. It's a good thing, but we choose not to do it. This shit is kind of crazy, bro. Because it blew my mind to find out as much how we put as many prominent people that we have in this for Black History Month to negate the fact of we only get this month. We get 28 days to talk about people in history who have changed and made history and made us to where we are able to do the things that we are able to do now. But it's the fact that we neglected to put other people in this. Like, we literally have not talked about the other people in this world, especially when it comes down to Black history that played a major part. We have certain ones we talk about all the time. But there are so many other people who have done so much more good work that we need to talk about them. You guys, I just want to say thank you to those ladies who stood up for what was right. Thank you for their perseverance in spite of what history has offered them. So, you guys, they have a monument. So when Rosa Parks was she went into the Smithsonian Institute, and they gave her so many accolades. They dedicated so much to her. Like, but these other ladies didn't get anything. Like, it took years, you guys, years, and I mean years and decades for Miss Colvin to even get her accolade, just a taste, a little bit of an accolade of what she had done. So when they put Rosa Parks in the museum and inducted her, Miss Colvin was there. She said nothing. She was humble about it. But it's the fact of she was a prominent figure in helping us get to the fact of where we're able to be on the bus together. And there's no colored line. But we allowed one person to take all of it, all the credit for something that was just not that one person. Yes, she was, and this is my thing. I get the fact that they did it because she was grown. Grown people can take more, but back then, I feel like them teenagers took a lot. Those were some very strong young men and women. We're very strong now, but we're more sheltered now than we were back then. It's really crazy. But I just want y'all to remember, leave your mark on this world. You never know who's watching you, yet you never know what you can or what can be accomplished. History is always a story that needs to be told. Let us keep telling the stories so our history never dies. You know, we have to be more prominent and adamant on what we do. We have to learn how to give people their flowers. Give people their gratitude for doing the things that they do. All it takes is for you to say thank you. I appreciate you. It is not hard to give somebody their due. We wait years and decades when this person is no longer here to appreciate it. We have to stop doing that, you guys. For me, I don't care what color you are, purple, green, blue, a zebra with green stripes. It doesn't matter. We're all human people. We've all had to face some trials and some tribulations. But I feel we are better than our situations. We are better humans if we strive to do things together instead of being separate. If we do things collectively and learn how to navigate this world better, this world will be an amazing place. Well, you guys, I just want to say thank you for letting me set you ablaze with my topic today. Claudette, Claudette Colvin, I just want to say I am honored and I'm grateful that I read up on you and I found the information I did about you so the world can know that to know about your part and how you played in history. I'm sorry for the accolades that you didn't get, but I will give you all the flowers that I am able to give you. And I am grateful for your stand, you standing firm and standing on business to make sure that we have the rights that we have now. So I salute you. Happy Black History Month, you guys. It's your girl Bella Bella Cinderella. Till next time, love and light. Mwah.